Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. The 2024 Formula One season has kicked off with a bang, and the competition is already heating up. McLaren has emerged as the early frontrunner, showcasing a car that seems to be the strongest on the grid. However, the battle is far from over, as several teams are hot on their heels, determined to close the gap and challenge for supremacy. Before diving into the latest updates, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all the action-packed details of this thrilling season. If you enjoy this straightforward and no-nonsense content, be sure to hit the like button. It goes a long way in supporting our work. One of the teams most eager to bridge the gap is Red Bull. Despite Max Verstappen securing a second-place finish at the Australian Grand Prix, the team's performance didn't quite match the dominance we've come to expect from them. The car appeared to lack the consistent pace needed to challenge McLaren, and Red Bull now finds itself in a tight battle with Ferrari and Mercedes. Both Verstappen and his teammate have been vocal about the car's shortcomings, emphasizing the need for significant improvements if they hope to contend for victories. With the season progressing rapidly, time is of the essence, and Red Bull cannot afford to fall further behind. In response to these challenges, Red Bull has already announced plans for a series of upgrades aimed at addressing the car's issues. The first major update package is expected to debut within the next 3 to 5 races. The team is optimistic that these changes will not only resolve the car's current weaknesses, but also elevate its performance to match, or even surpass, that of McLaren. This is a critical moment for Red Bull, as any delay in closing the gap could severely impact their championship aspirations. Interestingly, Red Bull has already introduced some updates during pre-season testing, which reportedly reduced their deficit to McLaren by approximately 0.3 of a second per lap. According to the team, there are moments during races where their car can match McLaren's pace for 6 to 8 laps. However, tire wear becomes a significant factor beyond that point, causing Red Bull's performance to drop off dramatically. This tire degradation issue has made it nearly impossible for them to keep up with McLaren over the course of a full race. As a result, the upcoming upgrades will need to address not only outright speed, but also the car's ability to manage tires effectively over long stints. The next few races will be crucial for Red Bull as they work to implement these changes and evaluate their impact. If the upgrades deliver the expected results, we could see a much tighter battle at the front of the grid. However, if the updates fall short, Red Bull's championship hopes could be in jeopardy. As we saw last season, a strong start to the year can often set the tone for the entire championship, even if the leading car isn't the most dominant in the latter stages. So what do you think? Can Red Bull close the gap to McLaren in the coming races? Or will McLaren's early advantage prove too difficult to overcome? Do you believe that even with significant upgrades, Red Bull will struggle to match the pace of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri's car? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going as we follow this exciting season unfold. Formula One is undergoing a seismic shift behind the scenes, as discussions about reverting to the iconic V10 engines, fully combustion-powered, gain momentum. The goal? To simplify the cars, reduce their weight, and bring back the raw excitement that has been somewhat diluted by the current hybrid era. According to reports, the sport is aiming to reintroduce these legendary engines as early as 2028, marking a dramatic departure from the complex, heavy, and hybrid-powered machines we see on the grid today. This potential change has sparked intense debate among teams, manufacturers, and fans alike, with some embracing the idea and others expressing serious concerns. The push for V10 engines stems from a desire to address several issues plaguing modern Formula One cars. Over the years, the sport has seen vehicles grow increasingly larger, heavier, and more intricate, largely due to the hybrid power units introduced in 2014. While these engines have brought technological advancements and improved efficiency, they have also added layers of complexity that some argue detract from the essence of racing. The V10 engines, known for their ear-splitting roar and simpler design, are seen as a way to recapture the thrill and accessibility that once defined the sport. By shedding the hybrid components, F1 hopes to create lighter, more agile cars that deliver closer, more unpredictable racing. The proposal has already been presented to the teams, and the initial reactions have been mixed. Half of the engine manufacturers have reportedly supported the idea, with Red Bull and Ferrari leading the charge. For these teams, the shift to V10 engines could offer a welcome reprieve from the challenges of developing the next generation of hybrid power units, set to debut in 2026. Rumors suggest that some manufacturers, including Red Bull and Ferrari, are behind schedule or facing technical hurdles with the 2026 engines, abandoning the hybrid regulations in favor of a simpler, combustion-only formula could save them significant time, resources, and headaches. However, not everyone is on board with the idea. Honda and Audi, two key players in the sport, have expressed strong opposition. Honda, which recently returned to F1 as a power unit supplier, and Audi, which is set to enter the sport in 2026, have both invested heavily in hybrid technology. For these manufacturers, the appeal of Formula One lies in its relevance to road car development, where hybrid and electric powertrains are becoming increasingly important. A return to fully combustion-powered engines could undermine their reasons for being in the sport, potentially leading to their withdrawal. This poses a significant dilemma for F1, as losing manufacturers like Honda and Audi would be a major setback after years of effort to attract new brands to the grid. On the other hand, Cadillac, a newcomer set to join as an engine manufacturer in 2028, has thrown its support behind the V10 proposal. The American automaker believes that developing a traditional combustion engine would be far more advantageous than tackling the complexities of hybrid technology. For Cadillac, this shift would allow them to enter the sport on a more level playing field, without the steep learning curve associated with hybrid power units. As it stands, the discussions are still in the negotiation phase, with Formula One working to find a compromise that satisfies all parties. The sport's leadership is keenly aware of the risks involved in alienating manufacturers, especially after the extensive efforts made in recent years to expand the grid and attract new entrants. Striking the right balance between tradition and innovation will be crucial. If the V10 engines are reintroduced, it could reshape the future of Formula One, but not without potential consequences. For now, fans will have to wait and see how the situation unfolds. The next few months will be critical, as decisions made now could determine whether the current hybrid regulations remain in place for the next 2 seasons, or if the sport takes a bold step back to its roots. One thing is certain: the on-track action is heating up, with multiple teams promising strong performances this year. The competition is closer than ever, and any changes to the technical regulations will undoubtedly have a profound impact on the sport's dynamics. The Formula One world is buzzing with speculation as rumors swirl around Max Verstappen's future. According to McLaren CEO Zak Brown, the 3-time world champion may be leaving Red Bull at the end of this season. Yes, you heard that right. Brown made this bold statement on Wednesday in China, where teams are preparing for this weekend's race. While nothing is set in stone, Brown's comments have added fuel to the fire, suggesting that Verstappen's days with Red Bull could be numbered. For some time now, there have been whispers about Verstappen's growing dissatisfaction with his current team. The Dutch driver, who has been the face of Red Bull's dominance in recent years, is reportedly considering a move to another team. Mercedes and Aston Martin have emerged as the frontrunners in the race to secure his signature. However, as Brown pointed out, nothing is confirmed yet. What we do know is that Verstappen's future is far from certain, and the coming months could bring a seismic shift in the F1 driver market. Brown, who has been closely observing the situation, believes that Verstappen is unlikely to stay with Red Bull beyond this season. He cited behind-the-scenes developments as evidence of the growing tension between the driver and the team. According to Brown, Mercedes appears to be Verstappen's primary target, given their history of success and stability. The team has consistently been one of the top contenders in Formula One over the past decade, and their powerful Mercedes engines have been a key factor in their dominance. For a driver of Verstappen's caliber, joining a team with such a strong track record could be an enticing prospect. However, Aston Martin has also entered the conversation, largely due to the arrival of Adrian Newey, Red Bull's legendary design guru and a trusted figure in Verstappen's career. Newey's move to Aston Martin has sparked speculation that Verstappen could follow suit. But Brown was quick to temper expectations, noting that while Aston Martin has made significant strides in recent years, they are still not on the same level as Mercedes. Verstappen, He argued, would need a team with the infrastructure and resources to support his championship ambitions, something Mercedes is better positioned to provide. The reasons behind Verstappen's potential departure from Red Bull are multifaceted. While the team has enjoyed tremendous success in recent years, this season has exposed some cracks in their armor. The car's performance has been inconsistent, and Verstappen has made it clear that he expects more from his team. If Red Bull fails to address these issues, it could push the Dutch driver to explore other options. After all, Verstappen is a fierce competitor who thrives on winning, and he won't settle for anything less than the best. If Verstappen does decide to leave Red Bull, it would mark the end of an era. The partnership between Verstappen and Red Bull has been one of the most successful in recent F1 history, yielding multiple championships and countless memorable moments. However, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. For Verstappen, the next chapter of his career could involve a new challenge with a different team, one that offers him the tools to continue his quest for greatness. So what do you think? Will Verstappen really leave Red Bull at the end of the season? And if he does, where should he go? Should he join Aston Martin and reunite with Adrian Newey? Or would Mercedes be the better fit for his ambitions? Perhaps there's another team that could benefit from his talents. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive into this fascinating discussion about one of the most exciting storylines in Formula One today.